Ladies and gentlemen, it is Thursday, and you know what Thursdays mean, an update for Black Ops Cold War. Yesterday, we got a pretty big update for Warzone, and a bunch of new stuff that I actually think is good for the game, which is super exciting to see, because normally the week after a season starts, nothing. This week we have a new playlist in multiplayer that's really dope, a new playlist in zombies that I really like, and on top of that some Warzone weapon changes, new store items including a new operator, Samantha Maxis, you may have been able to tell from the thumbnail. There's a lot here, and that never happens the week after a season update, so that's pretty exciting. So without further ado, I'm going to shut up. We have a lot to look at today. Let's dive into it and discuss everything that's new. I'm also going to give you my opinion on some of the new playlists, which is, I also think, kind of interesting. But you'll have to let me know down in the comments. So let's dive into it. So starting out with multiplayer, first of all, we have a lot of returning playlists. For example, 24/7 Apocalypse. I've talked about this before, but I actually really do like this map, which is rare for Treyarch DLC maps for me. So that's great. Gunfight, once again there. Still waiting for gunfight tournaments. Hopefully they're going to add that to the game. It's already been data mined from the files and even leaked by Treyarch themselves. So hopefully soon. Fireteam Dirty Bomb, once again. Gun Game, I haven't actually played this yet, but I really need to. Gun Game is one of my favorite game modes. Nuketown 24/7. Prop Hunt, as we talked about, returned last week. We also have the new mode, which is Rapid Fire Mosh Pit. Now, I briefly wanted to talk about this mode. If you don't know what this mode is it takes place on all of the small maps like Raid, like Nuketown, like Crossroads Strike, things along those lines. But the interesting thing about this game mode is the UAV is always on and you can't use Ghosts. So there's no point in running UAVs and there's no point in running Ghost. Now, what this does is it speeds up the game drastically. But what I noticed from playing it, I think I played only like 3 or 4 games, is that with this game mode, it also really reveals a lot of the problems in this game. So first of all, because you know where everyone is, a lot of people are running flashbangs instead of stims, because you can throw a flashbang in there, you know they're going to be there, stun them, and hop on into the gunfight, which I actually really like. That's been a traditional part of Call of Duty. However, the thing is here is it shows how powerful stims are normally. So just one thing there, but the biggest thing is sniper rifles. Because you know where everyone is, the biggest problem with sniper rifles in this game is it's a slow aim down sights time. But if you know where someone is, you can aim down sights before you see them, and if they even start shooting you, you're fine because there's no weapon flinch. You're going to notice a lot of people sniping in this mode and doing very well sniping in this mode. And I think that's just a testament to how crappy the balancing is on the sniper rifles. That being said, this is probably my current favorite game mode in Black Ops Cold War because people can't hide, people can't camp, and I really, really like that. And if they are camping, use stuns, use grenades, kill them. It's great. This is probably one of my favorite game modes, like I said. The last mode, though, on the playlist is Snipers Only Mosh Pit. Now, this brings us to the next thing, which is actually zombies. There's another new playlist in zombies this week, which, again, I actually like. So, the normal things, we have Outbreak, which is the new mode, which I actually do enjoy. Firebase Z, D-Machine, Dead Ops Arcade, and then the new one, which is Dead Ops Arcade First Person. So instead of being the overhead top-down view, this is first person, and the biggest question about this mode is why didn't they do this earlier? This is something to me that just kind of makes sense. It is something that, in my opinion, should have been in the game for a really, really long time, and it just wasn't. So it's great. I think it's a good addition, and I think probably more people are going to play this than are going to play normal Dead Ops Arcade, but I could be wrong about that. Let me know what your thoughts are on it down in the comments. Keep in mind, though, this isn't normal zombies. This isn't going to be the same sort of experience you have with that. It's different, but it is a lot of fun. It's more arcadey. It's like a classic arcade game, but in first person, which is, I think, exactly what they were going for. Now, speaking of zombies, the next thing that we have is store items. And of course, what we got this week, as you can tell by the thumbnail, is Samantha Maxis and her bundle. It's called the Reactive Maxis Operator Bundle. And I have to say, it's pretty cool. It's expensive. It's 2,400 COD points, so like almost $25, which still is a pretty insane price, but people are paying it, so clearly it's the right price. So what we have here is the Dark Ether Samantha Maxis skin, and honestly, I think this looks fantastic. I think they did a really good job incorporating this, bringing in Samantha Maxis from the previous games, bringing her in from zombies, and putting her into multiplayer for the first time ever. There's also an AK-74U reactive camo. Now, the cool thing is it's zombie themed. You can see the zombies on the top, and as you get kills, it'll come different colors until it's kind of like a more ready. And I have to say, I've seen this in game. It looks a lot better in game than it does in the menu, which is kind of unfortunate, but just know that. On top of this, you get the neutralizer shotgun. This one isn't so fancy. You also get a nice finishing move, which actually I believe is already a finishing move in Modern Warfare. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. A pretty cool moving calling card, a moving emblem, and then the zombies bunny charm and a sticker. So honestly, the two big things here are the 74U and Samantha Maxis, which is pretty dope. First of all, really cool that she's holding in the ray gun in the preview there. But when we actually go and look at her bio, I just wanted to kind of point out that this is the first time that we have seen the zombies character come into multiplayer. You can see her service affiliation is BND and Requiem, which is cool. Citizenship is German. But if you look at the description, it says former BND agent Maxis is something of an enigma to her fellow operators. Despite delivering outstanding results in the field, her independent streak and gaps in her background frequently confound her superiors. So this is obviously playing into the mystery of Maxis, and I've seen you guys asking me to do a story video on her. Trust me, I've heard you. Let me know if you want to see it down in the comments. Hit that like button. But I think it's super interesting that she is now in multiplayer, and that could change things going forward for the combination of zombies and multiplayer. Next up, a Warzone. So first of all, they have a new game mode called Exfiltration Trios. Essentially, this is a mix of Team Defender and Warzone. If you find a radio on the map, you can hold it, and if you hold it long enough, you can get in a helicopter and just win the game. Not my cup of tea, but it is there nonetheless. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments. We also have Rebirth Resurgence Quads. I believe this is the 40-player version, not the big 90-player version, and apparently there's currently a bug with the stim glitch, but it's not with the actual stim, it's with the game mode itself. Not exactly sure how it works, but just be aware of it if you're playing. We also have Plunder Trios and your normal Battle Royale modes as well, all 4 of them coming back this week. As far as the store items goes, there's something kind of interesting here that I wanted to point out. We have all of our Black Ops Cold War stuff at the very top, but then down at the bottom, they have separated the Modern Warfare bundles in their own little section. And I'm curious to see how this changes if they implement soap and things along those lines. I'm going to have a video potentially tomorrow coming up discussing that and the new weapons as well. Now, the one other thing that has changed actually yesterday with a little hot fix is the agency suppressor. So the agency suppressor was previously broken. They broke it and then refixed it yesterday. And as you can see, it also improves bullet velocity and vertical recoil control now. This is huge, absolutely huge, because now this attachment is basically a must use on all of the Cold War weapons. But on top of that, if we actually go and compare it to, say, for example, a Modern Warfare weapon and look at the monolithic suppressor, it improves the damage range, but it does not improve the recoil. So previously, the monolithic suppressor was the previous better attachment, but now that agency suppressor, you're going to see a lot more Cold War weapons, and it's going to be harder to use the Modern Warfare weapons, which is pretty interesting and a huge change for the meta of Warzone. So that was something big that happened yesterday, and of course, I just wanted to talk about it today. But essentially, that is everything that changed in the update either yesterday or today. Pretty good changes in my opinion. If you like things, didn't like things, feel free to let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, always appreciate it if you hit that like button. If you want to stay up to date on everything Call of Duty, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard, and I want